Yo, what's up guys? New video. First tryhard siege of the season playing AF Legends and Baby Squad Zero or Zquad Sero. I have no clue how you would pronounce that with the S and the Z. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, if you like this video, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the video itself. So they were using the Carcanos with Iris and Skogos, which is actually pretty decent because most of the Carcano defenses you kind of counter by slow clearing it and that kind of stuff. But if you just delete their team like with one hit, it kind of works as well. So those stunts, like if that would have stunned more, it could have been a little bit dangerous. No armor break, yes armor break. A little bit of procs, a little bit of damage, a little bit of everything. And then it isn't too bad. And Lemon said it was risky as fuck. Did you see how that Carcano got deleted? What risky as fuck? Okay, sure, if that Skogo would have thrown like 3 rocks, I would have probably died. But still, eh. And the typical team you're gonna see me use every siege from now on. This is just, A, it looks amazing. B, it's just hella fun. Look at that. That's an S2 from Rogue. That Savannah has already like 70% gone. Oh man, that's just amazing. I should have done that S1 maybe on Savannah to get it like closer to the second range, but whatever. It's really, this team is just so stupidly OP. And Gianna in this case is of course Vio, so that also works. This team is just stupidly OP, man. Telling you. So yeah, hitting a few more of those. This team could have been a little bit tricky, maybe, if the Skoga would have thrown like multiple rocks, but I do have quite some like immunity, recoveries, even a revive, so... And the units on the middle and on the right are pretty tanky, I can say, so... 29k on that, that's decent amount of damage, but that was a pretty tanky Molly as well. That Molly can handle some hits. And I did notice that my Carcano was pretty low on the Eki. Okay, my figure is proccing quite some. That is not landing. Wait, it wasn't even resisted. It just didn't land. So yeah, you're gonna see like a whole bunch of S3s that are like, or well, S3 passes from the Carcano, which are resisted, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, let's see. Resisted. Finally landed. S1 doesn't kill. For some reason, the S1, I don't know what it is. If you do S1 without hidden aim, it feels like it never crits. I don't know why. I think this Carcano even had 100 crit rate in this case. I think maybe it's some hidden passive thing. I don't know. But I feel like the S1s of Carcano, they just don't crit for some reason. I'm not sure what it is. And I'm pretty sure Carcano in this case had 100 crit rate. So that's pretty odd though. And going for some stones. Well, you already did some, but yeah, I have to up this Eki because this Eki is doing nothing. I think this Carcano is on like 6 Eki in this case, which I know this is not the way to go. But Carcano is also one of those units you kind of want to fix Eki within the artifact itself. So the right side artifact, I would just focus on like 20%, 24%. Somewhere around that Eki S3. That's more important than crit damage as well, I would say. And we're using a whole bunch of this, and I'm been using this team for I don't know how long. Double strippers, double derp. So yeah, that really didn't work out. But in the end, you know how this team works. I can fast forward this. Oh, look at that juicy like life drain, juicy life drains. I think it actually got a little bit close here later on. I think the Molong even died. Like, sure, it can happen from time to time. If they do a few procs, that kind of stuff, it's fine. The good thing about Amelia is this Watarayu was actually on Vio, which I talked about like before. Watarayu on Vio is really good because the moment he violent procs, he has his passive up. So if I do an S1, he takes a turn. Because of passive, he procs again, he has passive up again, so I cannot hit him. But the good thing is, counters actually really counter it. So if he starts hitting the Amelia, because of the counter of Amelia, he will always take damage. Even if he has his passive up, counter still hits. So that's just a really good thing. And also this thing doesn't get countered. So these two units are actually pretty good against him in general. And then it just takes a little bit. I wasn't even healing anymore, just go for damage. You'll get there. They don't have any sustain. That's Gucci. So this was the Leica from last time. And a lot of people were like, oh, this guy is gonna put his Leica on Destroy right now. To be honest, I didn't put my Leica on Destroy yet. I'm gonna put Leica on Destroy next time I fight a Molly, but against this I don't need Destroy, right? So this was actually a little bit tricky because of course he's gonna seal the wind unit and therefore Leica or Leo is sealed, which is a little bit tricky in this case. And that thing is also on Vio. I think Vio Water Ryu is actually the way to go. Sure, Despair is good, but if you have units that have like a derp rate of their strip skill, it's actually better to have Vio. Like for example, Gianna on defense on Vio is better because she can derp S1 but then proc and then go S2. Or not S2 but S3 mainly. So for those kind of reasons, like having your stripper on Vio is actually pretty beneficial on defense. And in the end, like don't we just all say like defenses get more Vio procs, so yeah, if we take that in account, well, sure, Despair is annoying, but procs are definitely an annoying factor as well. This team in the end did work. It was a little bit tricky. I do have to say that it was a little bit tricky, but I think it worked out like just fine in the end. The main tricky part is if Leo gets scrolled and then the other two units are kind of slow. That's I think the main issue. And well, I don't have that much Vio runes for like kill potential on this, but in the end, yeah. Not too bad, not too bad. Should be fine, should be fine. Should have S2 there. Doesn't matter. Win either how. New animations on the Dragon Eyes look cool though. The typical I'm gonna TOA hard your team. It pretty much works always against these kind of teams. If they don't have too much immunity, most of the time, most of the time the Triana doesn't have will. So if the Triana doesn't have will, I just go for the Triana reset straight away so it doesn't have immunity. In this case, I did proc a bit too much on the Ganymede, which you don't really want because then you can get armor broken. Didn't happen in this case though, so a little bit lucky for me, but the moment you start spamming these skills, you get a few stuns, you get that thing rolling. It's just TOA hard. It's so simple. It's so easy. You just dodge, you kill. This team is really OP. I think Rika is one of those like cheat units. Like if you're looking for some units for Siege, Rika's really one of those units you want to aim for getting. So I have a second Leo, and I was like, okay, this team Molly is actually no, Molly. Miho is actually really good with a Leo as well because she's getting like 30% attack bar every time she gets crit on, which is a lot. And she doesn't really need speed. Like if in this build, she barely had like any speed, and she just keeps getting attack bars. She keeps critting. She keeps pushing back units. She keeps like doing a whole bunch of stuff. So this team is actually pretty legit as well. Sure, it could be stunned, but Miho in this case is 100% resistance. Which of course probably the Clara has 85 Aki, so that doesn't matter. But the armor breaks are less likely to happen because Savannahs are mostly like what, somewhere between like 20 and like 40 Aki-ish. So for that reason, it's pretty useful to have like high resistance. Miho, sure, you're gonna get stunned, but you're not gonna get armor broken as much. And this team actually felt a lot safer than the previous team I used. Well, it had Jogun in there, and I think if I was fighting Jogun, that it would be more difficult with me. I'm not sure, but in this case, this team worked really well. And this is why the Triana was on the thumbnail. So I've been using this team before, and I was like, okay, so I just Kali the Triana, Covenant, the Zero 2, it should be easy, and 43k damage, and that thing is still like lively as fuck. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. They built these on like triple HP with like full dumb shit. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was probably there's also reduction of fire damage on that, but yeah, whatever. So this is actually a funny thing. I was like, okay, I cannot really one-shot anything else. I might as well like one-shot the Triana still and hope like there's not too many armor breaks, and we'll see how it goes. Look at this damage. I did more damage with a Covenant on Triana than with Kali on Triana, probably because of reductions of damage. I'm pretty sure there was like high fire reduction, but yeah, that thing he just annihilated my team turbo, straight up. And the Zero 2 was actually pretty tanky as well, which I think is a smart, that's your way to go for Zero 2 in this case. But Yeah, Zero 2 like right away went for, if they went for Bastet, I might have had a chance, but in this case it was instantly like, nope, you're done, you can go home. So then I was like, okay, I couldn't Kali it, but let's try to copper it, because this copper is pretty decent. The artifacts on it are also pretty decent, though. Let's see what this copper can do against this kind of Triana. Okay, pause the video, pause the video. Okay, a little bit further, pause the video. Write in the comments, how much damage do you think this copper is gonna do? You seen the stats? You don't see the artifacts, and you don't know the reduction that Triana might have. How much damage do you think it does? Let's actually see the damage. I wasn't too sure I was actually gonna kill it, because that thing, I did 43k damage last time. I'm not sure how much reductions there were, and the thing was pretty lively still. And there's shield. 71.2k damage. Hella dead. Okay, there's a little bit of a risk factor if I would get armor broken there, or like at least straight, but it's a one, like the chances are that Orion is actually like armor breaking me are really minimum, because it's 1 out of 3 that he armor breaks, or like he does his strip on the good unit. Then it's another 1 out of 3 that he actually strips immunity, and then it's another 1 out of 3 that he actually armor breaks or stuns. Kind of somewhere along that line. Either how, odds were pretty low, so I was like, might as well, fuck it, let's just try. But that copper did a decent amount of damage. And for the final hit, a little bit of a tryout, a little bit of a try hard also, is one of those teams you want to keep the armor breaks always attracted to Tractor, and then you just want to beep 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 with some destroy runes on the Covenant, or not Covenant, Carcano, and until that happens, you just keep hitting him, and at some point he's gonna die. That's the name of the game. Some point he hopefully dies. And the thing is, you only want to heal when Tractor is not the unit that's lowest HP, then you start healing. If he is, you don't heal, and that's pretty much the name of the game. And it's pretty easy actually. This team is, it just takes a while, but it's a pretty good counter, like in general. Like, look at the damage. And that's actually a lot of like just how the Tractor is built. I'm not showing it here in the clip, but Tractor's actually built on, I think, triple defense and then additional damage from defense. So his damage is not from crit rate or anything, it's just additional damage from defense, because he's also on defense buff, which is 70%. So the artifacts also stack another 70% on top of his already like pretty high defense. So I think you should just build him like triple defense and just do damage from artifacts, which is more than enough if you have destroyed that kind of stuff. So it just takes a little bit. Also here, like, sure, they're healing, blah blah, yada yada, you're destroying a bit, and at some point you just, well, you keep hitting like 3Ks on defense buff, so you don't need armor breaks, you don't need nothing, and it just takes a little bit, but you get there. And this team, like, if you're looking for a solid counter against that, that is a pretty solid counter. So either how, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. We'll see if we have more of an easy siege. I might go like more YOLO weird comps again. Might as well bring back the Gildongs or anything like that. If we have serious sieges, I'm more like on the try hard, except for this one lose that they had against Triana. I could have like expected the Triana to be the tanky either. We'll see how the next sieges pan out. And guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.